This Knicks team feels different, and we're going to break down exactly why in this video. Something special is brewing over at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks feel different this year. The energy, the depth, the coaching staff, everything has changed except for, of course, the core that brought the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. You bring in a new coaching staff, and everything is going to change. And after the first two preseason games, you can already tell there is a major shift happening with these New York Knicks for the better. Mike Brown's impact on this team, from accountability to pace, defense, spacing, and his overall philosophy and his brain of basketball is really refreshing to see early on in training camp and in the preseason. I'm really excited to break down everything you need to know about why these New York Knicks will be different in the 2025-26 season. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button and comment down below your thoughts of everything we're going to be breaking down right here on this video. Let's get straight into business. The first part that we have to break down about these New York Knicks is the depth. It goes absolutely crazy. We are seeing this Knicks basketball team being able to have a 10 to 12 man rotation under Mike Brown. Now, I do not expect it to go that deep when the regular season begins. The Knicks are still figuring out who's going to make the team, who could potentially be moved before they make their final roster decisions heading into their first game of the NBA season. But the preseason is telling us right now that this basketball team, the depth is off the charts. You got the starting five is pretty much set in stone, in my opinion, with Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Mitchell Robinson. We are now, of course, officially, I would say, going to see Josh Hart coming in off the bench. He is dealing with some back spasms, but it is obvious that Mike Brown likes the idea of Mitchell Robinson being in the starting five. And that is awesome because I'm a big Mitchell Robinson fan, as you guys know. A bench that consists of guys like Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Yabusele Jordan Clarkson, who you brought in free agency, Malcolm Brogdon as well, Landry Shamet, not to mention the year two guys of Bacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek, Ariel Hook-Porty, Kevin McCullough Jr., the rookie, Mohamed Diallo. I mean, it is unbelievable how deep this Knicks team really is, and I do believe that that is going to be the secret weapon for this Knicks basketball team, is going to be their depth. But talking about the philosophy and why things feel different, Mike Brown really just, I can listen to him talk basketball all day. His press conferences has been a joy to watch because I always watch the Tom Thibodeau press conferences, and you don't win basketball games talking to the media, but he definitely has some type of enthusiasm and an energy to him that is really refreshing, that I feel like fits exactly what this Knicks basketball team needs. And I feel like the overall philosophy he's installing offensively, you're seeing it on full display in the first two preseason games against the Philadelphia 76ers over in Abu Dhabi. You're seeing Jalen Brunson. He lost a lot of weight, actually, in the offseason because he knows that he's going to have to play at a way higher pace in a Mike Brown-led offense. And I can tell you right now, Jalen Brunson, you're going to see a different version of him. He's not going to be pounding the ball down with 5 seconds left in the shot clock, being able to force to shoot the ball or kick it out to a corner three. He's going to be able to play off ball, on ball, move without the ball, push the ball in transition, and there's a lot of really fun fluidity on this offense so far, and they're just in the beginning stages of the installation, which is really exciting. And I feel like Mike Brown, so far, what I'm noticing here with these New York Knicks, he's the perfect guy that is going to be able to take a really talented roster and formulate it into the modern-day NBA. The expectations for this Knicks team has never been at its highest. I really feel like there's a target on the backs of the New York Knicks because of how good and how everybody around the NBA is hyping up the New York Knicks. That's definitely something we have to keep in mind here, that there's a lot of people expecting the Knicks to be great. And when you're expected to be great, you're going to have a lot of people trying to bring you down. Now, I feel like the balance of this Knicks team is going to be really intriguing to watch in terms of scoring. Jalen Brunson's going to lead the way in scoring. I don't know if he's going to get that 27, 28, 29 points per game like he has in years past, but I do feel like it's going to be a little bit more balanced this year, especially from guys like Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is going to be the one player that's going to benefit the most from this offense with Mike Brown installing this new scheme. I feel like Mikal Bridges obviously was not the biggest fan of Tom Thibodeau. He made that obvious. There was a big report that came out last year. And I think that Mikal Bridges, we may see him have an uptick in his offensive efficiency and his scoring from last year. And that's someone you want to absolutely get an opportunity to put the ball on the floor a little bit more, create your own shot, get to the cup a little bit. He has the ability to do it. And I feel like Mikal Bridges is a player that a lot of Knicks fans are a little up and down with. You know, it's either you love him or you hate him. Last year, he wasn't really playing really good basketball. But the one thing about Bridges you got to respect, the guy does not miss any games. He's an Iron Man. He's a workhorse. And I'm intrigued to see what he looks like. OG Anunoby is another player I wanted to highlight real quick because he looked flawless in his debut in that second game. He did not play in game one and in the second game. And we saw OG do this in the playoffs last year. Is there another level of OG Anunoby's game that we have not seen offensively? I think that's another guy. Like, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, if those two guys take their games to a new level from an offensive standpoint, do you have any idea how much that's going to benefit Jalen Brunson and, of course, Karl-Anthony Towns? Like, it is absurd to really feel like what the potential is with this basketball team. And OG Anunoby showed last year he has 3-level scorer potential written all over him. He was hitting not just catch and shoot 3-pointers, but he was creating his own shots. He was driving and hitting mid-range contested pull-up shots, step-back baseline jumpers. He was attacking the paint, finishing at the rim. That part of OG Anunoby's game we got to be able to see consistently, because I'm telling you right now, if OG and Mikal can both put up like 18 to 20 points per game, which they did last year, but maybe even an uptick, the opportunities for this Knicks team is off the charts. Karl-Anthony Towns, who is the second best player on this basketball team from a scoring perspective, I feel like it's going to be interesting to see how he's utilized. He's going to play the 4 now officially. Last year, he started as the 5, and then in the playoffs, Tom Thibodeau went to Cat playing the 4, and we're going to see Cat being utilized as a guard, which is definitely going to be intriguing. And what I mean by that is you're going to see the ball in Cat's hands at the top, creating shots for himself, you know, setting up his teammates to go backdoor, because Karl-Anthony Towns, from an offensive standpoint, we know he can shoot. We know he can attack the lane. We know he can put the ball on the floor, but his playmaking is very underrated, and I do think that Mike Brown is going to utilize that as a weapon. When the ball is in Karl-Anthony Towns' hands, he's going to be scanning. He's going to find people backdoor. He's going to find the open shots, and I think the fluidity and the off-ball movement, the off-ball screens, like just moving the ball like a hot potato, we're going to see that more than we've ever had before in years past. And I also want to mention that last year's Knicks, they were a top 5 offense. Like, it wasn't like the Knicks offense was bad last year, but it just felt like there was some stagnation, that there was a little bit, there was more meat left on the bone is really what it felt like. And I feel like Mike Brown is going to do a good job, hopefully, to extract that talent to reach its full potential. And I also want to mention, I do expect there to be a learning curve. I think that this offense is going to be good out of the gate, but I think the Knicks offense is only going to get better as the season goes on. Now, shifting over to the defensive side of the ball, you look at the guys like Mitchell Robinson. He is the complete, like, Swiss Army knife piece here to this basketball team that I would argue is the X factor of everything. His second chance opportunities on the offensive glass, the defensive glass, protecting the paint, being a high, end alley-oop threat. Mitchell Robinson has a chance to kind of fulfill his, full potential this season. He's got all the experience in the world. He's finally healthy entering a season, which is obviously, a big deal for Mitchell Robinson, having a fully healthy offseason. And, you look at Mitch getting 16 rebounds in 18 minutes in that preseason game. Mitchell Robinson completely neutralized Joel Embiid in the playoffs. He is a playoff just absolute domination of a defensive guy. I'm really excited for Mitchell Robinson because we're all excited for JB, Cat, OG Bridges, Deuce, all the guys off the bench. But Mitch is that X factor that I'm really, really excited to watch play under Mike Brown as well. I feel like they're going to throw a lot of alley-oops. The high pace in transition, Mitch is going to get a lot more opportunities than he's never got in years past. And then the bench unit, from an offensive perspective, Deuce McBride, man, I think that this is a guy that the Knicks have to make sure is a Knick for life. They got a friendly contract for him a few years ago. I think he's under contract for what, 2 or 1 more year. And I love Deuce, man. He, with Malcolm Brogdon and Jordan Clarkson and Josh Hart and all those guys off the bench, they do have a roster decision to make, by the way, because all these guys I'm mentioning can't all make the roster. And then you got this guy, Yabusele. He completely surprised me. I mean, I'm not surprised to see him go out there, hit threes, but the block shots that he's having in the preseason early on, the rim protection, the energy. I just feel like this Knicks season is about to be completely special, which is why I wanted to make this long video to kind of break down why I believe the Knicks are different this year. You guys let me know if you agree or not in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video. Big shout out to Sleeper, who is the proud sponsor of Knicks Media all throughout the season, folks. I cannot wait for basketball season to officially start so we can talk about some basketball props on the Sleeper app. You guys can get $20 for free if you want to get some easy cash for this week's games. I know that the Giants play the Eagles. We got a Jets-Broncos game. My Jets are 0-5. Look. But hey, if you're a football fan, go check out Sleeper and then get your players and your prop bets prepared for basketball season, which is only 2 weeks away. Big shout out to Sleeper. Use the code Knicks to sign up today. But don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you stayed all the way into the end of the video, comment down below a Statue of Liberty emoji so I know who stayed to the end. Don't forget to smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts. Love you guys so much. The Knicks season is right around the corner, and I'm fired up for it. I'm out of here, folks. Peace out.